Secondhand smoke, also known as passive or involuntary smoking, poses significant health risks to individuals who are exposed to it, even if they do not actively smoke themselves, where the dangers of secondhand smoke extend far beyond just a nuisance. They encompass a wide range of adverse health effects, particularly on respiratory and cardiovascular systems.
So as we know, secondhand smoke, as we call it, is a passive smoking or involuntary smoking, in which smoke generated by a person who smokes or smoke generated by burning tobacco products is inhaled by a non-smoking person by being in the same room or in the vicinity of that person is called as passive smoking or secondhand smoking. So it has lot of health hazards, like it increases the risk of cardiovascular diseases or cancer or another problems like lung infections are there. And it is also hazardous for pregnant women also. Pregnant women by having secondhand smoke can give birth to low birth weight babies.
While the harmful effects of smoking on cardiovascular health have long been recognized, research has increasingly shown that exposure to secondhand smoke can also have serious cardiovascular consequences for non-smokers.
Persons who have exposure to secondhand smoke are at increased risk of cardiovascular diseases by around 30%. So persons who have secondhand smoke are having increased risk of heart attack or hypertension by almost 1.3-fold, because the smoking causes increased thickness of the platelets which are present in our blood, and it causes the plaque formation which lodges in the blood vessels and can cause heart attack, or when it lodges in the brain circulation it can cause stroke. Also it increases the risk of various cancers like oral cancers, esophageal cancers, breast cancer. So smoking is very hazardous, either passive or active.
Exposure to secondhand smoke poses significant risk to children's health with detrimental effects that can extend into their later years. Despite growing awareness of the danger of secondhand smoke, many children continue to be exposed to this harmful environmental pollutant both at home and in public spaces. Understanding the specific consequences of secondhand smoke exposure on children is crucial for implementing effective preventive measures and protecting their well-being.
Persons who smoke in the presence of children at home or anywhere, those children are at increased risk of various health hazards, like those children they fall sick more often, then they are having increased risk of respiratory infections like bronchitis, then they get more ear infections. So any exposure, like exposure for short duration also increases the risk of health hazards. So also there is one entity called sudden infant death syndrome. So it's smoke exposure in very early age children causes sudden deaths also. It has also been reported. So smoking is very hazardous.